How's it going, guys? And today I will be doing my first ever review, like video game review or discussion, depending on how this pans out, I guess. And I'm going to be doing it on, does that come up? Let me drop the brightness level so you can see this better. On the, I can't see if it's... Well, it's the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Trilogy on the Nintendo Switch. So this came out the 26th of this month. Let me try again. So yeah, it came out on the 26th of April 2018, and this game has Naruto Ninja Storm, or Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, and Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. So before we get into this, for this review I have not finished all three of the games. So I can't give a review from the story standpoint, but if you have followed the Naruto storyline, you know that these games more or less follow the same storyline with a few changes here and there, mainly due to like if I don't know, like a certain part of the story hadn't been revealed yet, they'd probably get a general idea of what was going to happen, and then they would do what they do. Like a good example of this is with the fight between the Raikage and Sasuke during the Kage Summit. In the game, he doesn't lose his hand, whereas in the anime, he does. He loses his hand like halfway down, like between the wrist and the elbow, like somewhere by here. So, but in the game, he doesn't lose his hand, and he has his arm completely intact, and his hand throughout the even Ninja Storm 4, because I guess they didn't want to just change it here and there just to fit in with the rest of the original story. But you know, for the most part, they follow the same story. So I'm going to be going through the games one at a time, obviously starting with the first and giving my opinions of it, like letting you know how much of the game I've actually done and that sort of thing. So for obviously to start off, we're going to go with the first game, and with this one, this game starts not from the very beginning of Naruto. It actually starts from the Chunin exams. So you don't do the fight against Haku and Zabuza, which I kind of had mixed feelings about. I was kind of happy that they just got rid of the very beginning, so it kind of didn't have a slow start. It kind of had a more like fast-paced beginning to the game, instead of the whole causing mischief and then going on your first mission and the slow ramping up. You just you go straight into the Chunin exams. You got loads of fights, and you get to meet all of the new characters much sooner, opposed to being stuck with Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura and Kakashi for the first segment of the game. So I appreciated that. I don't think they even acknowledged it, which must mean there was a game out previously before this one which covered that, but it did not I guess live under the Ultimate Ninja Storm banner. This game goes up until the fight with Sasuke and Naruto at the final valley, where Sasuke leaves to join up with Orochimaru. No, it doesn't. No, a minute. Where do you go up to? You go because it has the Tsunade part where you Oh, so yeah, sorry. This leads up to when Jiraiya takes Naruto away to train him. So this starts from the Chunin exam through to the end of the original Naruto. So, I got confused because the main picture. Let me quickly turn on the switch. The main picture for this game, which will show you why I got confused. By there is Nine Tails Naruto versus Curse Mark Sasuke, which is why I got confused. But that is the end of Shippuden, isn't it? Of Naruto. Like the next part is a lot of filler, really. There's not a great deal of Naruto left after that particular plot point. So I'm not too far off. So yeah, so it has the Chunin exams. It has when the Sand and the Sound Village attack the Leaf Village. It has Sasuke being taken away by Orochimaru's Sound Ninja 4. So the rescuing Sasuke mission. It has the Naruto versus Sasuke part, and then it has the looking for Tsunade. I believe that's the final part it has, because after they find Tsunade, he goes away with Jiraiya then, doesn't he? I may be forgetting something, but either way, it goes up to the end of Naruto. And I gotta say, I really liked it. I've never played this one. I never played it on the original PlayStation 3 when it first came out, because I didn't actually watch Naruto back then. So it was nice for me to play this game, and I liked a lot of the things they had in it. The open world was the Leaf Village. It wasn't a very big world, but it was all like one area. Whereas the following games, for some reason, they decided to change it to be like a series of interconnected corridors, which I didn't like. I'll get to that later. But this game, the Leaf Village, is one big like circle area, and it's got all the main areas. It's got Ichiraku Ramen. It's got the Hokage's like mansion, I believe they call it. It might not be the mansion in this game, but it's like the place where the Hokage chills. It's got the hospital. It's got Aruka's little school. It's got all like the main little areas that you can see, and it's got little areas that you can actually interact with. There's jars that you break to collect money, but then there's also there's doors that are locked, and you've got to find something heavy like a barrel or a box, and you put it on it and it opens the door, and there's like hidden items in there. What else is there? There's doors with a tag and chains, and you've got to use a Rasengan to break it open, but you can't do that till later. So the world had some decent things there. The collectibles weren't really collectibles. You just had to find ingredients for a side quest, for making all the kinds of ramen for Ichiraku Ramen. I can't remember the main guy's name. So, like you'd go there and you'd find just legendary beef or something, or you'd find walnuts, it's just random stuff. But I thought it was nice. It helped give you something to do in between like main missions. But the main missions were set out as one of three things. Was it three or is it two? It might be two. It was either fighting, just a standard fight, or you had to chase someone like... Yeah, it was three things. Either chasing someone while jumping across the branches of the trees, like they normally do when they're just talking, or you had to run up a tree, and you had to dodge the branches and stuff. Which, at first, the jump in the trees and the dodge in the branches while running up a tree was really cool, because it was different. They didn't have this in the newer Naruto games. But after a while, you quickly realise why they took it out, because there's just nothing to it. It's the same thing over and over again, and they just ask you to do it a little bit faster. Or they make the most annoying version of the jumping over the tree trunks, not trunks, the branch to branch, and you had to follow someone, and you had to catch up to them, but then they'd have like little paper bombs that would blow you up if you got too close, or if you hit a branch and you didn't recover in time, they'd get away, and I just didn't appreciate that at all. But overall, I think it was a very solid entry into the franchise. I really enjoyed the game overall. And I think it looked great, especially for when it came out. I won't lie. Before recording this video and researching some of the things for the game, I didn't realize it came out on the PlayStation 3. I thought it was a PlayStation 2 game, which is what made me think, oh, this looks really good. I was expecting it to look much worse. Knowing that it is a PlayStation 3 game kind of wipes the sheen off a little bit, makes it look, maybe it's not as good as it could have been, but it's definitely not a bad looking game, and it doesn't play bad at all. The camera is slow, which I didn't appreciate. You can't speed up the camera turning functions, but if you click in the right stick, the camera does snap to the character's direction that he's currently facing, so there is a way around it, and it is very much appreciated. But overall, I think number one is a great game, and you can get that on the Switch store for $15.99, I believe, or $16.99. It's either £16 or £17, which is a decent price, but I recommend you buy the bundle if you're going to buy... If you want only one and one alone, then obviously you want to buy the one. But if you're going to buy at least two, then I'd recommend you get the bundle, because if you want two for an extra £6 or £7, you can get the third one anyway. And if you have any Nintendo points, you can get a discount on them very easily. Right, and on number two, for this game, I haven't finished the story yet. Like the first one, I finished the story, but I'm midway through the story. I've played a good 5-6 hours into this one's campaign, so I've got to experience a fair bit of detail of the game. I've done a few fights. Where am I now? I've rescued Gaara and I've met Sai, so I'm at the point now where I need to. I haven't found out his name is Sai yet, but I've done a little bit of the game, and the combat is definitely improved in this one, and I don't understand why they couldn't just upgrade all the games to have like a similar combat and have all of them feel really nice and really smooth. But I guess I thought they wanted to retain the original feel of each individual game, perhaps. Which, if that's the case, they definitely do feel different. Like this one, the doing the substitution jutsu is a little bit more easier. Like in the first game, I couldn't figure out what triggered the substitution jutsu. It just happened sometimes. And they also got rid of that annoying feature of needing to finish 2 or 3 objectives during every fight. Like in the first game, to win a fight you had to say, beat your enemy, do 3 substitutions, and what was it? There was a certain mission. There was like 2 substitutions and 3 ground attacks. And that was a mission you had to... And that was so irritating. Because if you did too much damage and needed to hit them onto the floor to do a ground attack, sometimes you just couldn't. And because I don't use items in the game, I just go all out attacks and jutsu, you know, because I ain't 10-10. So, you know, it is what it is. Probably made it harder for myself, but they got rid of that, and in this one you just needed to fight. And the objectives were more conditions, like the enemy is stronger now, or the enemy is faster, or you can't do this, or you're poisoned. But I like how they got rid of that little feature, and the combat is just smoother. The graphics at times don't look as nice, but most of the time look better. Like when you're walking around the hub world, I guess. I'm not sure what you'd call it in this one, because this one is like a series of interconnected corridors, which I didn't appreciate. I hated how they took the open area aspect of the hidden leaf and decided just to chop it up into little pieces and let you walk for 5 seconds in each one. I thought it was a bit silly, but it is what it is. And also the characters just don't look as nice in that part of the game, because it zooms out and like characters kind of don't have a face. The graphics don't look very nice. I feel like it ruins the feel of it a little bit. But the fighting, the graphics are fantastic in the fighting. There's no complaints about that. And so far, it seems like they have removed the whole jumping and climbing trees, which is nice, because once or twice it's really fun, but like 10-15 times that they have in the first one, it's just overkill and it's a bit boring. So again, this one I think is a great game to have on the Switch. And again, I never played this one when it first came out either, so this was a new experience for me. Obviously, I know what happens because I've caught up in the story, so like there's no secrets for me within the game, but it definitely so far is a nice rendition of the story. The only thing I don't like in the games is they lose a lot of the emotional impact. Like I won't go into too much detail of what I mean by that. But if you've played the games, you should understand what I mean. I'll give one little example, and that was when Lady Chiyo seen Sasori for the first time. Like after he removed I can't remember what it's called, when he got out of his puppet and he showed his true body again. In the anime, she's completely stunned that he looks identical to what he looked like 15 or so years ago when he abandoned the village. But in the game, it's like, I see. And that's it. It's like, oh, he's removed his puppet. Cool, let's fight him now. You know, like there's no like, oh my god, how do you still look the same? It's been so long. Like there's no emotional weight to anything that happens. And I don't know if that's because they started developing that part of the game before the anime came out, so they didn't know how they were supposed to do it. But I think it was just, I don't know, just couldn't be bothered, I guess. So and the last one, obviously, I don't know why I pulled up the iPad, the Switch to look. So yeah, and the last one is Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. This one I did play when it first came out. And so far I haven't actually played the story of this one, because obviously I haven't finished the last one. But in preparation for this, I have done a few matches in free play. And it plays perfect. It plays exactly how I remember. The visuals look, to my memory, slightly worse, but I have only played it in handheld. On docked, it could look much nicer, but in terms of like, there was no like lag drops or nothing. The game's loading is very nice in all 3 of the games. In fact, like the loading times are really good. There's no long loadings, and it doesn't feel like you're hanging around. It's really quick, and it's really nice. The DLC for character costumes is part of this game. it does say online, because I had a little look on their website, that not all DLCs, or maybe all the DLCs, won't be included. But I'm not sure which ones they were referring to, because this is the full burst DLC, which means it has the whole Snake Kabuto DLC in the game. It also has like the extra costumes. Cause what it's got the Sanin era of the Sanin. I'm not sure if that is a DLC costume, but that is in there. It's got the Ambu, and I don't think that's a DLC either. But it's got the swimsuit ones, which I know are DLC. It's got Naruto and Sasuke with their cowboy outfits, like the samurai outfits. And you know, there's lots of nice little extras like that in the game, which is really appreciated. But so the only downside to this one compared to the 360 is it just feels like the graphics have been knocked a little bit, but that could just be because I was on handheld. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go for a review score, but my opinion of these games is that they are great. The Naruto franchise is a beloved franchise of mine, and I've loved it for a good few years now, and I think I will continue to love it for a long time. And having these games on the Switch, you know, to be able to play them on the go when I next go on holiday or when I'm having a long travel on a train, the idea of being able to just jump on my Switch and just kick some ass as Madara is just amazing. And I think it's something that if you were a fan of anime or you were a fan of Naruto in, like, you know, specifically, you should definitely consider giving this game a go. It is a brilliant bundle. It is £45, which I'm not sure how that pricing sounds to you. To me, I felt it was maybe a little bit expensive, but you know, I guess it is free games, and you do get the DLCs of at least one of them. Because I'm not aware if the other two have DLCs or not. But you know, you do get the DLCs, and you do get the like enhanced version of number 3 where it had all the DLC stuff in it. The only thing I have struggled to find though for the Switch specifically is if these games are enhanced or upgraded visually or anything, you know. Because I found on, it said mentioned on their website that they're HD enhanced versions, but I'd assume that they're all HD games anyway. They came out on the PlayStation 3 and the 360. But it said that on their website, but it only mentioned for the Xbox One and PS4. It didn't say Switch. So I'm not sure if these games have any upgrade whatsoever, if they're just ported to the Switch, or if they're enhanced in some way. If you was able to find out that bit of information, please comment on this video, let me know. But I'll try and get, like, I think from my experience of these games so far, I've had no issues at all. There's been no glitches, no bugs, no crashes, no like long loading times. It has all been amazing. So I think for me personally, I'd probably give this game a 7.5 out of 10, I guess, for this bundle. I would probably give it a bit more just out of my own like personal like collector's side if I could have bought it physically, because I love physical copies. I love discs, not discs, I love cases, being able to look at the graphic, like the art style and the actual artwork for the covers and such. But this game is a digital only, but I don't think that's enough to really drop the score, to be fair. But I think I'm going to stick with 7.5 because it's not the best game around, but it's definitely not a bad game at all. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Please let me know what you think of the game and if you're thinking of picking it up. And I will see you in the next video. Take care and have a great day.